Howdy folks, once again, 86 Bots in here. Just want to come to you with a little video on Max Schmeling. I posted something earlier today. If you haven't checked out the video that I posted in the community center, you should have checked that out. It's related to the great German fighter Max Schmeling and the fact that he was, or is, the only person to have won the Undisputed World Heavyweight title via foul. And this happened in a contest against Jack Sharkey. None other than Jack Sharkey. Both of these are very good boxers. Max Schmeling, guy that kind of goes a bit underrated. Of course, we know what happened in that second fight with him and Joe Louis. That was probably the biggest, most significant fight on record there, just given the stakes and implications of such. When this took place in the midst of Nazi Germany, U.S. relations, etc. And Max was one of those guys. He was sort of used, in some sense, by Hitler as almost a pawn. But that being said, his allegiance certainly lied with those that were of the free world. It was an impossible situation, of course. That being said, he was the first to knock out Joe Louis, the first man to defeat Joe Louis, who came in a bit confident in this contest. And that first contest showed that Max Schmeling was a force to be reckoned with. And of course, I mentioned he won the title via low blow at the hands of Jack Sharkey. And it was essentially one where he couldn't continue. It was a very solid shot. And I covered in the video on the channel that discusses that. But Max Schmeling is no doubt one of those fighters that was worth the price of admission. He's got some good content that is out there on YouTube as far as seeing him in action. One fight I always mention is, and it speaks to both guys, is the contest between Max Schmeling and Mickey Walker, who was practically a middleweight fighting a heavyweight. And Max Schmeling stopped Mickey Walker. And it just so happens Mickey Walker also faced Jack Sharkey and gave Jack Sharkey a pretty solid run. Ended up being a draw, if I'm not mistaken. But one that you could argue could have gone either way. Typically, which is the case with draws, unless it's just a blatant robbery. Max Schmeling, though, showed that he had the type of power that a guy like Walker wasn't able to overcome. And we know that he was about as tough as they come. So, essentially, that showed just the level of a Max Schmeling and what you're really getting yourself into when you scale the weights. Right now, we're talking Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, where Crawford will be jumping up in weight, but imagine jumping up to heavyweight. Those are the types of things that we saw back in the day, but it wasn't always successful. And that showed on that fateful night, and it really spoke to just how good Max Schmeling was. Now, I do want to do something on Max Schmeling at some point here in the near term. It's just a matter of getting everything together. I mean, what can I say? He's one of these top-level guys, and he's been highlighted, but I just want to show him some love. I think I have outside of that video, one of those photo animation videos on the channel that touches on Schmeling. But outside of that, I do want to do something that really highlights his career, and he is someone you should certainly check out. So check out that video. And this is just at the top of my mind because I had to post today, but it's always good to have the discussions. But Max Schmeling, one of the great heavyweights we've seen, the Black Ulan of the Rhine. Peace.